And as for the government agenda, the throne speech outlined many of the points we heard from the Liberal leader during the federal election campaign, promising tax cuts, the removal of federal barriers to internal free trade, investments in housing, and also greater fiscal restraint. And with more, we're now joined by Government House Leader Steven MacKinnon. Minister, thank you for taking the time.
Good evening, Michael.
Listen, I want to begin with some of the early criticisms that we heard from the opposition leader, Conservative MP Andrew Scheer. He said in the House, what's been outlined here does not have enough details. And for a Prime Minister promising great things in a short amount of time, the speech, he said, did not provide enough of a roadmap. What do you say to that?
Well, the flip answer, Michael, is that said every opposition leader about every throne speech in history. The throne speeches, by definition, don't fill in all the blanks or provide all the detail with respect to implementation or the how. Obviously, we are intending to fill in many of those blanks in the coming weeks and in the coming months. The Prime Minister, I think, has set out what to me and to our government is a very exciting vision, but a very focused one, so that we can meet this moment. We have faced a trade crisis, an affordability crisis, and a housing crisis, and we are going to meet the moment on all of those fronts. And in some respects, that's what the Conservatives and others have been urging us to do. So we intend to deliver on those fronts. We intend to put concrete measures before the House of Commons. One of the first ones, of course, will be, yes, to reduce income taxes for every single income tax paying Canadian. Your taxes will go down on July 1st. That is our firm commitment and that is our firm intention.
Okay, so taxes to go down July 1st. You're also promising to drop the federal barriers to internal trade by Canada Day as well. But what else are you intending to introduce here? Because really, you only have 4 weeks here before the House is meant to rise for the summer break.
We will introduce other legislation, Michael, and that will make itself known in due course. We will, of course, now proceed to several days of debate on the throne speech itself, and I think members and ministers and others will indeed fill in some of those blanks during the course of that debate. But following that, we'll be debating Ways and Means. We'll be, of course, debating the estimates to properly fund the government, and we'll have legislation to propose to Parliament, indeed, that we believe addresses many of the things that we've been talking about.
Okay, so we'll watch for that in the coming weeks. As I said, a short time frame here. But you know, your priorities, of course, would have gotten an easier ride if your party had won a majority. It did not. You're 3 seats short. So I wonder what your early discussions with other leaders have been like. For example, will Conservatives support the tax cuts that you're proposing? Will New Democrats support the housing proposals that the throne speech talks about? What are the early indications that you're getting on that?
Well, we hope so in both of those cases. We hope that all of our proposals will find takers on the other side of the House. Of course, we have a minority parliament that imposes certain responsibilities on us, accountabilities. But we also believe, Michael, that we have a mandate. We have a very clear mandate. We were very clear in the election campaign. The Prime Minister has since been very clear. Mandate letters, throne speeches, and other interventions that he's made in public. And this has been very, very consistent. It's not like this should be a surprise to anyone, but it has also received, we believe, the overwhelming approval of the Canadian people. And that's energizing for us. We hope that that energy extends across the aisle to the other side of the House, and that parties will want to take up our offer of collaboration and to work on these very, very important items. If the opposite should occur, I think Canadians will judge very, very, very harshly parties who want to descend into this bickering or procedural delay. I think Canadians expect this Parliament to deliver concrete results, to deliver legislation, and we certainly, for our part, intend to proceed down that path.
Mm-hmm. You know, you use the word bickering, and the issue of decorum has been raised given, you know, the toxicity of the last Parliament. Now, you've been the Government House Leader before. Are you making any commitments that would help raise the decorum in the House?
Well, they would mainly be tonal, and we have discussed this with Liberal colleagues, and that is we again want to, I think, read the room, read the mood of Canadians. The hour is not for partisan bickering. We've just had an election campaign. We've had these debates. The hour is very much, and the expectation of Canadians, I think, is very much to outcomes, results. A lot of anxiety in the country, and with good reason. We have, like I said, trade anxiety and other economic anxieties. There are jobs on the line, there are investments on the line. We have measures to protect Canadians, protect their jobs, protect their economy, and we expect that parliamentarians from all sides of the House approach this work with seriousness. And parties, I think, will be harshly judged should they, again, go down that road of delay and procedure.
Well, we are watching very closely, Minister. Thank you for this. Appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, Michael.